the Volkswagen Polo Mk1, a car that wasn't just a vehicle, but a symbol of change for Volkswagen. Introduced in 1975, this small hatchback would go on to define a new era for the brand. Compact, affordable, and refreshingly modern, the Polo Mk1 marked Volkswagen's entry into the world of superminis, a growing market that was gaining immense popularity in Europe. To understand the Polo's story, we must journey back to the 1970s, a decade of transformation in the automotive world. The early 1970s were a turbulent time for car manufacturers. The oil crisis of 1973 had sent shockwaves through the industry, forcing car makers to rethink their priorities. Large, gas-guzzling cars were quickly falling out of favor, replaced by a demand for smaller, more fuel-efficient vehicles. Volkswagen, though synonymous with the Beetle, knew it couldn't rely on its air-cooled icon forever. The company needed to innovate, to diversify, and to adapt to the changing landscape. Enter the Polo Mk1. Interestingly, this car didn't start its life as a Volkswagen. Its origins trace back to the Audi 50, a compact hatchback developed by Volkswagen's subsidiary, Audi. The Audi 50 was launched in 1974, and its design impressed Volkswagen's top brass. Seeing the potential for a similar car under its own brand, Volkswagen adapted the Audi 50, giving birth to the Polo Mk1 just a year later. While the two cars were nearly identical mechanically, Volkswagen positioned the Polo as the more affordable, stripped-back alternative, a car for the people, staying true to the company's ethos. Let's talk about the design. The Polo Mk1 was penned by Bertone, the famed Italian design house. It featured clean, angular lines that were both contemporary and understated. At just over 3.5 meters in length, it was compact yet managed to feel roomy inside, thanks to its clever use of space. Its hatchback design made it practical, allowing for a surprising amount of cargo space for such a small car. It was a no-nonsense design, simple, functional, and quintessentially European. Under the hood, the Polo Mk1 initially came with a modest 0.9-liter four-cylinder engine, producing just 40 horsepower. While these figures might seem underwhelming today, they were perfectly adequate for a car of its size and purpose. The Polo wasn't about speed or performance, it was about efficiency and affordability. And on those fronts, it delivered. It was light, weighing under 700 kilograms, which not only improved fuel efficiency, but also made it nimble and easy to drive. Over time, Volkswagen expanded the engine lineup, introducing more powerful options like the 1.1-liter and 1.3-liter units, catering to drivers who wanted a bit more pep. The interior of the Mk1 was as straightforward as its exterior. No frills, no unnecessary luxury, just a functional layout designed to get the job done. The dashboard was simple, with easy-to-read gauges and intuitive controls. The seats, though basic, were comfortable enough for the car's intended use. Volkswagen focused on durability and practicality, ensuring the Polo could withstand the rigors of everyday life. This simplicity was part of its charm. It wasn't trying to be anything more than what it was, an honest, reliable small car. In 1979, Volkswagen introduced a significant update to the Polo Mk1 in the form of the Polo Derby. Technically a sedan version of the Polo, the Derby featured a more conventional trunk instead of the hatchback design. It catered to markets where sedans were still preferred over hatchbacks. This move showcased Volkswagen's willingness to adapt the Polo to different customer needs, broadening its appeal. But perhaps the most notable variant of the Mk1 was the Polo GT. Introduced in 1979, the GT was Volkswagen's attempt to inject a bit of sportiness into the Polo lineup. It featured a more powerful 1.3-liter engine producing 60 horsepower, along with sportier styling cues. While it wasn't exactly a pocket rocket, the Polo GT hinted at the performance-oriented models that would later become a staple in the Polo range, like the iconic Polo GTI. The Polo Mk1 wasn't just a hit in Germany, it found success across Europe. Its affordability and practicality resonated with buyers in a way that few other cars could. By the time production of the Mk1 ended in 1981, Volkswagen had sold over 500,000 units, cementing the Polo's place in the small car market. This success wasn't just a win for Volkswagen, it was a validation of the company's decision to expand beyond the Beetle and embrace the future. Looking back, the Polo Mk1 was more than just a car. It was a statement. It showed that Volkswagen could adapt to changing times and thrive in new markets. It laid the groundwork for a model line that would go on to span generations, with each iteration building on the legacy of the original. Today, the Polo remains a key part of Volkswagen's lineup, a testament to the enduring appeal of the concept first introduced with the Mk1. But what made the Mk1 truly special was its balance. It wasn't flashy, yet it was stylish. It wasn't powerful, yet it was capable. It wasn't luxurious, yet it was comfortable. It managed to be everything it needed to be without trying to be more. In a world often obsessed with excess, the Polo Mk1 was a refreshing exercise in restraint and practicality. As we reflect on the Polo Mk1, it's clear that its impact went far beyond its production years. It helped Volkswagen establish a foothold in the supermini segment and prove that small cars could be more than just basic transportation. They could be smart, efficient, and even a little fun. The Polo Mk1 may not have been the flashiest car of its time, but its legacy is undeniable. It was a car built for the people, a car that understood the needs of its time and met them with confidence. And in doing so, it earned its place in the pantheon of automotive history.